You know that feeling, right? You're staring at a math problem, you do all the calculations, everything seems perfect, and you still get the wrong answer. Ugh, it is so frustrating. Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the real reason this happens, and I'm betting it's not what you think.
So let's just chew on this for a second. What if the mistake isn't in your addition or your multiplication at all? What if the real error, the big one, happens in that tiny moment before you even start doing the math? I mean, that's a huge shift in how we look at these problems.
And that really gets to the heart of it. See, the problem isn't about your ability to calculate. It's a problem of meaning. It's all about seeing the story behind the numbers, not just looking at the numbers themselves. Okay, this right here, this is the core idea, and it is so powerful. Think of it like this. Every single number in a word problem has a specific job to do. It's not just a random digit sitting on a page. It's like a character with a role to play in the story. So what is a number's job? It's just, what it stands for. Is it the number of apples? The total cost? Maybe the speed of a car? If we lose track of that meaning, of that job, then even perfect math can lead us to an answer that is completely, totally wrong. So what actually happens when these numbers, lose their jobs? Let's take a look at how this one tiny little oversight can lead to some of the biggest, most common traps in math. Does any of this sound familiar? First up, you see the numbers and your brain just goes into panic mode. It wants to do something, so you just grab them and guess an operation. Second, you get all twisted around, mixing up which number is the grand total and which are just the little pieces. And third, you solve a problem perfectly, just beautifully, only to realize it wasn't even the question that was being asked. These aren't random mistakes. They're all symptoms of the same thing, numbers losing their meaning. And the end result of all these traps, the math you choose to do, addition, subtraction, whatever, it just doesn't fit the story anymore. That crucial link between the numbers and their real-world job is completely broken. Okay, but here's the good news, and it's really good news. The fix for this is surprisingly simple. There's a powerful, super easy-to-remember strategy that can stop this whole mess from ever happening. Here it is. Just these 5 little words can completely change how you approach math. Name it before you move it. It's that simple. Before you do any calculation, you just have to say what the job of each number is. So here's how you actually do it. It's a simple 3-step process. First, literally say it out loud. Okay, the number 8 is the number of likes. Second, physically label it. Write the word likes right there next to the 8. And finally, when you get an answer, do a quick gut check. Ask yourself, does this number even make sense in the story? All right, so theory's great and all, but let's actually see this in action. We're going to walk through a really simple example so you can see the night and day difference this one little strategy makes. Here's our scenario. A video gets 8 likes and 4 laughs. That's it. Just 2 numbers. It seems almost too easy, right? But this is exactly where those traps are waiting for us. On the left, you've got the classic no-job method. The numbers 8 and 4 are just floating there, totally meaningless. So you're forced to just guess what to do. But now look at the right, at the job-first method. The second you give them a job, 8 likes, 4 laughs, your brain immediately starts seeing the connection. The next step suddenly becomes obvious. And that is the key right there. The meaning dictates the operation. If the question is, how many reactions in total, well, you have to add. If it's, what's the ratio of likes to laughs, then you're dealing with division. The story tells you exactly what math to use. So let's pull back for a second here. This isn't just a clever trick for word problems. This is about shifting your entire mindset from just guessing to actually knowing. It's a foundational skill that's going to change how you see math, period. And the payoff in the long run? Oh, it's huge. You start making way fewer of those careless errors. Then you stop guessing and you start strategizing. And that builds real, genuine confidence, not just memorization. And this skill, it's going to support you as you move into more complex stuff, from ratios all the way to algebra, where variables are basically just numbers waiting for you to figure out their job. So you got to understand, name it before you move it isn't just some little hack. It's a fundamental building block for real mathematical understanding. It's how we make sure the math we do stays connected to the world it's supposed to be describing. When you put meaning first, the math just falls into place. It stops being this awful chore and becomes a puzzle that you actually know how to solve. So the next time you're looking at a math problem, ask yourself, what job are you going to give your numbers?